Hello dear students, welcome back in standard 2nd, subject Maths workbook. So students, you have to open your Maths workbook. Please open it, Maths workbook. So today we are going to study our subject Maths, Unit 11, Lines and Lines. Okay? Yesterday we just learned 4 lines, right? There are so many different lines that we can call sleeping line, standing line, slanting line and also curved line. Okay? We just learned these lines. So today we have exercise number 6. We have to study exercise number 6 in our maths workbook. So please open it. Exercise number 6. Let's see here. It's here just like this. Okay? You should open this page. Exercise number 6. What is it? I hope all of you have done your homework very well. Exercise number 6. Draw the dancing pictures using lines and curves. You have to draw these dancing pictures with using lines and curves. Let's get started with picture number 1. Here we have a 4 picture in exercise number 6. You have to draw it in your maths workbook. It is also your homework. So you have to do very well. First we have to make a round and we have to make a face. We have to using a curved line and we have to make a round. And then again we have to use a curved line. And then we have to draw a round and make an eyes. Okay, we just made it. And again we have to make a curved line. And then we have to use here standing line. Again sleeping line. Make a hand. So we have to use here sleeping line for making a hand. Again standing line. It's 2 here. 2 standing line again. Make a hands. Then we have to use in here slanting lines. Which lines we have to use here? Slanting line. It's called slanting lines. Then again slanting lines. And then again sleeping line. Clear? We just made it. Look at here. So हमारी dancing picture ready है. Right? So you have to make it. Then let's draw second picture, second dancing picture. First we have to make a round, then again curved line, then again make a round. Right? We have to make a eyes. Then again we have to use here curved line and make a smile on his face. Face. Then we have to use here again standing line, right? Just like it. Then again let's use here sleeping line. Then slanting line. We have to use here slanting line for a hand. For making the hand. Again we have to use here slanting line. Just like it. And again we have to use here slanting line. And then we have to use here sleeping line. Right? So it's ready. Our dancing picture number 2 is ready. Let's see next picture. We have to make a round again. Again we have to use here curved line. This line what we have to call it? It's a curved line. Then again we have to make a round and make an eyeball. Right? Then again we have to use here. Which line we have to use here? It's a curved line. Then again we have to use here standing line. Just like it. Then use here slanting line. Again slanting line. Again we have to use here slanting line. Then again slanting line. And then we have to use here sleeping line. Okay? So it's ready. We made it. We made it picture number 3 and we just completed dancing picture number 3. And you have to make out pictures number 4 by yourself. Do it by yourself. Okay? आपको खुद से learn करना है. Let's see exercise number 7. How is it possible? Let's draw it. Exercise number 7. We just completed here. Exercise number 6. We have to learn exercise number 7. You got a fun, right? This chapter is very interesting. Exercise number 7. Exercise number 7. It's here. Look at here. Right? Draw the pictures using the lines and curves. We have to draw these pictures with using the lines and curves. Let's see how is it possible. First, we have to use here curves line. Again, we have to use here curves line. Again, we have to use here slanting line, 2 slanting line. And then we have to use here sleeping line. And we just made a glass, a picture of glass. We just made a picture of glass. It's completed, right? It's very simple and easy. You have to try it. Again, we have to use here curves line. Again, curves line. Sorry, I'm a bad painter. Curves line. Again, a curves line. Then we have to use here slanting line. And then again we have to make a curve. And see, we made a katori, we made a bowl, we made a picture of bowl. It's called also katori in Hindi. Okay? First class and then second bowl, a picture of bowl. It's called also katori. Then again we have a watch. We have a pictures of clock. Let's make it. Let's make it. First we have to make a round. Even you have to use a coin and make a round. Make a circle. Okay, we made it. Again we have to make a round between the circle. Then we have to use here standing line. Here, here, and here. It's represent a time. It's a 12 o'clock, it's a 3 o'clock, it's a 6 o'clock, and it's a 9 o'clock. Okay? Again, we have to make a standing line. Again, slanting line. Okay? It's called standing. It's straight, so it's called standing line. We can call it standing line, and it's slanting line. Okay? Then we have to use here some other sticks like a night lamp. It looks like a night lamp, right? So let's add it. First, we have to use here curves line. Again a curves line. Then we have to use here slanting line. Then we have to use here standing line. Again a curves line. And just we have to use here sleeping line. And it's completed, right? So we just made it. Okay? You have to complete these pictures. And you have to complete this exercise in your maths workbook. It is also your homework. So please do it very well. Next, we have a round. It's called Chakra. Right? Let's make a Chakra. We have to make a round first. Then we have made again a round in a big round. Right? Just like it. Then we have to use here standing line. Again a standing line, standing line. How many lines is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. It's 10. you have to draw here 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and also 10. Okay? Let's make this shape by using the lines. First we have to use here slanting line, 2 slanting line, right? Again we have to use here standing line. Then we have to use here slanting line. Again we have to use here slanting line. You can use also scale. Okay? You have to draw with using a scale. You don't need by your hand. You do not treat or you do not need this picture made by your hands. Okay? You have to use a ruler or scale. Then again we have to make here round. We have to make here round. Okay? It's very simple. Let's see. Next picture is somehow hard, but it's not very hard, right? We can make it. Let's do. First we have to make a standing line. Again we have to use here slanting line. Again we have to use here slanting. And just we have to complete its shape like a kite shape, right? And again we have to use here slanting line. Okay? Okay? Just like it. You have to use your scale and just draw it. Okay? And these two pictures you have to make it by yourself. Please do this exercise in your maths workbook and you have to make a picture, these two pictures by yourself. Okay? Here we have exercise number 8. Okay? Exercise number 8. Make the numbers and letters of the alphabet using the lines. We have to make a number and also letters. Number called 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 to 9 it's called a number and A to Z it's called letter. Right? So we have to make it with using the lines. Okay? Let's do it. We don't have to use here curves. Only we have to use here lines. Okay? So you have to do it by using the scale. Also you can use a scale. Okay? You don't have to do it by using your hands. Exercise number 8. Exercise number 8. Let's do it. First, we have to use here standing line. Only lines. We have to use here only lines. And we have to make a number first. It's 1. Let's make 2 with using line. First, we have to use here sleeping line. Again, we have to use here standing line. Again, a sleeping line. Again, standing line. And again, sleeping line. We have just made a 2. Number 2. Let's make a 3 number. First, we have to use here sleeping line. Again, standing line. Again, sleeping line. Again, standing line. And again, sleeping line. Number 3. Let's make a number 4 with using lines. First, we have to use here standing line. Again, a sleeping line. And again, standing line. Number 4. Let's make a number 5. We have to use here first sleeping line. Again, we have to use here standing line. Again, sleeping line. Again, standing line. And again, sleeping line. we have to just made a number 5. Let's make a number 6 with using lines, only lines. We have to use here sleeping lines, again a standing line, again a sleeping line, again a standing line, again sleeping line. We have to just made a number 6. Let's make a number 7. We have to use here sleeping line, again slanting lines, again sleeping line. We just made a number 7. Let's make number 8. We have to use here make a box. You can also make a box first. We have to use here standing line, again sleeping line, again standing line, again sleeping line. And just connect it with using here standing lines and use here again sleeping line. And just made a 8. Let's make a number 9. Sorry, my bad. We have to use here standing line, then sleeping line, again standing line, sleeping line, and also we have to make here standing line, and again sleeping line. Okay, that's done. Number 9. Let's make a number 0. 0 to 9 ज़्यादातर नंबर होते हैं क्योंकि 10 में 1 और 0 दोनों इंक्लूड होते हैं. So we have to make here only 0. First we have to use here standing line, again sleeping line, again standing line, and again sleeping line. So we just made here 0. Okay. So we have just completed numbers by using the lines. Let's make a letters by using lines. Okay, you have to complete it. So learn it very well. We have to make first. Which is our first letter? It's A, right? To Z. So we have to make here A. First, you should draw here standing line, again sleeping line, again standing line, and again we have to use here sleeping line. Just like it, we just made letter A. Let's make letter B. First, you have to use here standing line. You have to create a standing line. Then you have to use here sleeping line. Let's use here standing and also sleeping line. Also standing and sleeping line. And it's called B. Right? Let's see. And just made a C by using a one standing line and two sleeping lines. Let's make a D with using a standing line, also sleeping line, and also standing lines. It's a D. Okay. Then again, let's make a E. We have to use here two big sleeping line, one middle sleeping line, and one standing line. It's E. E is a elephant. Let's make F. First, we have to use here standing line. Then we have to use here sleeping line and also half sleeping line. And we just completed letter F. Let's make a G. We have to use here sleeping line, standing line, again standing line, and again sleeping line, half sleeping line, right? Yes. And then we have to use here slanting line. It's called G. Let's make H with using the standing line, sleeping line, and standing line. We just complete letter H. F, G, H. Let's make an I. We have to use here sleeping line, again standing line, again sleeping line, and it's made it. It's a letter I. Then let's make a letter J with using the lines, only lines. We have to use here sleeping line, again standing line, and again sleeping line. We have to use here, let's make a K for K. We have to use here standing line against slanting line. Again we have to use here slanting line. We just made it K. Let's make a L. Again M. We have to make here M. We have to use here standing line, again sleeping line, again standing line, again sleeping line. We have to use here again standing line, sleeping line, and also standing line. Sorry, my bad. Let's make it again. We have to use here sleeping line, standing line, and also standing line. Just made a N. Then we have to make an N with using the standing line, slanting line, again slanting line. Right? And we just completed N. Let's make O using the standing line, sleeping line, standing line, and sleeping line. And it's completed. And then O. Let's make a P. P is a parrot. P for parrot. First we have to use a standing line, again sleeping line, again standing line, and again sleeping line. It's called P. Then let's do here letter Q by using here, first we have by using here lines, standing line and also sleeping lines. Then you have to use here slanting line. It's a Q. Then you have to make a R with using the lines. First you have to use here standing line, again sleeping line, then standing line, sleeping line. Just like it, and then use here slanting line. It's called R. R for rabbit. Okay. Then we have to make here S. Standing line, sleeping line, then sleeping line, then standing line, and then again sleeping line. We just made a S. Let's make it again. It's not good, right? Yes, just like it. We made a S. S for sun. Let's make a T. S के बाद कौन सा लेटर आता है? Which letter is come after S? It's a T. T for tiger. Let's make it sleeping line and standing line. You just use here sleeping line and standing line. U. We have to make here U. Then we have to use here V by using the slanting line, not the standing line or sleeping line. You have to use here slanting line and make a V. You have to make a V by using the slanting line. Okay? U V. Then we have to use here W. We have to make a W by using the standing and sleeping line. We have to use here 3 standing lines and 2 sleeping lines. And we just made it. Letter W. W for what? T-U-V-W. Then we have to use here 2 slanting lines and make a X. X for Xmas tree. S-T-U-V-W-X. And we have to make a here Y with using slanting line. 2 slanting lines. Fine. And then we have to make here Z with using the lines. First, you have to use here sleeping line, then again slanting line, and then again sleeping line. We just completed, right? Sorry, my bad. We have to use here standing line in a Y. Okay, Y and Z. Okay, so we just completed this alphabet: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. X, Y, and Z with using the lines without a curves line. Okay, you have to draw it with using only lines, and you have to use also scale. You can use your scale and make it. Okay, so please complete exercise number 8 also in your maths workbook. Okay, so it is also your homework. Do it your way, do it your best. Exercise number 6, exercise number 7, and exercise number 8. You have to fill this exercise in your maths workbook. Okay? Then bye. Have a nice day. You take very good care of yourself. Bye.